Okay guys, welcome back to BarryTsGarage. Today I'm going to go check in on the 1939 Zephyr V12 coupe project. So we're going to check in and see what's next and what's happening. Thanks for coming along. Appreciate you guys. So JB, what's happening with the 39 project here?
Okay, what we've done, now that we have access to the various parts, the chassis and areas in and around the engine bay area, we stripped the old nasty paint off, and then we recoated it with like a chassis black.
Okay.
So to protect the metal, because now we have an opportunity to do it before the engine goes back in.
Okay.
And that going to get a new intake manifold, it's going to get new exhaust manifold, and also the heads are being coated so that we're going to have a lot different appearance when that motor gets put back together. Remember, this motor is an excellent motor, so we don't want to get carried away with trying to rebuild it and end up backing the project up, costing a lot of time and money. For
right.
What reason? That's why we spend a lot of time with the car when it came in here, to make certain that it was in fact in good order, and we now know it is, so
yeah.
we can not spend a lot of time and resources for the customer to have to rebuild the engine, because it's just not necessary. But
right.
In the interim, we've taken the engine out, cleaned it all up. We've cleaned it with baking soda. It's the only safe way. Of course, you can blast something, or you can use walnuts, but baking soda is a really good choice. Just remember, you got to wash it off. A lot of people, we talked about this earlier, about how baking soda actually impregnates the surface of the metal a little bit. So when you put paint on it, it inhibits the paint from bonding. So you got to wash the engine. In the case of that motor, we used a diesel-based material, and then we cleaned that off with high-pressure washer, and then we hit it with baking soda to get the residual paint and crud and that sort of thing off. And then we painted it with engine paint, and now we're waiting for the various components to get finished, and then they will go back on the engine, and only then will it go back in the engine part. So we've got an opportunity right now to clean all this up,
yeah.
while we don't have the engine in the way, so we can do a proper job with it. We can inspect a lot of the things to see if they're in good order. Remember, this car worked perfectly, so that we're not looking for any mechanical problems, but we're looking for things that maybe need attention. The brake lines can be inspected. Where the engine was in there, we'd have very difficult times inspecting the brakes.
Right.
This already has hydraulic brakes, so we're looking for fittings that are corroded, or lines that have been crushed or maimed in some way. This appears not to be the case, and all our mechanical shift linkage and all that is now out in the open, where we can clean it up, check it, make sure it's operating properly, and give us a good chance to do any kind of mechanical work when it's out and open.
Right.
This saves a lot of time and expense.
Yep.
Now, I don't know what this space age wiggly wire thing is here, but that's not going to be there.
Okay.
I'm not sure who did that, but that won't be there any longer. And remember, this came in with a bad voltage regulator, so that's why it has that.
So that's kind of a stand-in while you're testing it?
It's just a stand-in for the moment, and then of course we'll either paint it black. Probably going to paint it black, because the base is nice, and then we got a relay over here that's got the the wiggly wire thing going on. So we're going to clean up all of the wiring, get rid of all the multicolor stuff and the hokey connectors and that sort of thing.
Right.
And do all that, a proper job of that. But now we've got it out, and a man can actually get in here and start working.
Yeah.
Whereas if the engine was in here, it'd be a struggle every bit of the way.
Right.
So now
very good.
We're going to do that. We're going to get this cleaned up. When the engine has its various components put back on it, it's going to get new water pumps. It's going to get coated heads that have been checked, and then also the manifolds are going to be ceramic coated, and then it gets the various fittings on the intake manifold. The intake manifold is about done, so it's going to go on this car, and that'll be coming forthcoming very soon. And again, when the engine's out and accessible, we'll take it in the shop and we'll mount it up, and we'll actually put it on the stand, and that also gives us an opportunity to run it in. Now we've changed the basic operation of this engine because we've now introduced 3 carburetors. So we got to make sure that that it likes that.
Right.
And
Different breathing, different linkages.
Exactly. It's got to, you know, we bring the RPMs up slowly and make sure that we don't have a dead spot in there somewhere. The linkage can be adjusted to account for some of that. But this had 2-barrel on it. Now it's going to have 3 2-barrels. So it's going to be a little bit different. So that's why we have an engine mock-up device such that we can actually run it, tune it, and check it, do vacuum tests on the carburetors, and see if everybody's happy. But these will be brand new carburetors, so we're not using some old funky carburetors that we wonder if they're okay or not. These will be brand new, and so now we have a lot more confidence in those than we would even a repaired good one, even if it was done by a good builder.
Right.
Okay.
Excellent.
That's it.
All right. Just want to say thank you to all of you that watch and subscribe. Really appreciate it. I love the comments when people have, sometimes it's questions about one of the cars we've worked on, and even general questions are very welcome. So thank you for coming along, and subscribe. It's free.